Morning all. I have an interesting game to show you of Capablanca, a shorts game, and it shows how being a copycat can backfire. Being a copycat is like mirroring the opponent's moves. Sometimes you can do this up to a point and you choose the right point to deviate. So let's have a look at this game. Capablanca playing white against NN, which is like no name, anonymous opponent. E4, E5, knight F3 from Capablanca, knight C6, and now knight C3, which we've seen just a couple of days ago on this channel. A dubious move is bishop C5 here. Actually, it's not that good because of knight takes E5 being quite good, offering white a small advantage. And in fact, the copycat idea in this position instead is to make the position symmetrical. And in fact, knight F6 is actually the top played move anyway. So it's actually a good move avoiding the knight takes E5 trick. Capablanca plays now bishop C4. And again, the top move is, from a theoretical standpoint, is to actually play symmetrically with bishop C5. So it's like black's borrowing white's ideas, but how long can this last for? White now castles, black now castles. In fact, theoretically, D6 is a little bit more popular there. We see now D3, and now D6. So bishop G5. White could have tried to avoid black pinning, but I suppose black could have then played H6 as well. If H3, then H6. But we see bishop G5. Now, usually there's a very small game samples. Let's put on like a bitzer here. Usually, black apparently has played H6 here to challenge that pin, but here black continued quite cheekily with bishop G4. So exactly how long can this mirroring really continue? I remember once in a British Championship game, I was the victim of such mirroring in an English opening. It went on for ages, and eventually my opponent varied when it was advantageous to him. So what can Capablanca do about this mirroring? It doesn't matter how long you spend on a move, the opponent's just mirroring your move. It's like they've taken your idea and you've got nothing again. So you need to find some opportunity to break the pattern. So how can Capablanca break the pattern? Well, he plays knight D5. And guess what? Knight D4, which is actually the top engine suggestion as well, knight D4. So that mirroring is quite useful there. And it's here where Capablanca plays a move which might not be theoretically that great, but in practice it's dangerous. It's Queen D2. Now, when I say in practice it's dangerous, let's have a look. If bishop takes F3, then white doesn't want to take here, and knight takes F3 wins his queen. No, he'll take on F6. He would actually mirror black's move. And here, this would be better for white after taking than queen H6. So that's threatening knight takes F6 and mating with queen takes H7. So that's actually not very good for black. But black actually, in this position, from a theoretical point of view, instead of queen D7, by the way, could play C6, and this is quite actually a good position after G takes. It's actually theoretically quite good for black. This position here. So queen D2 might not actually be technically the best move. Another idea for black is knight takes F3, but this might open the G file. So G takes, bishop takes. White has H3 to try and move the king and use the G file. So this position is about equal. It's sort of balanced dynamically by things. Maybe bishop E3 or bishop H6 or just bishop H4, in fact. And then white can then look forward to the G file. So we have an interesting position here where perhaps a theoretically suboptimal move has been played. Okay, black though unwisely mirrors this one. This is the point where black shouldn't have mirrored this one, and we'll see why. So queen D7, very, very cheeky. It's a strategy that can be employed by someone that maybe is very new to chess. It's like an artificial form of intelligence in a way. If black's not really thinking about it, he's just mimicking like a parrot. But here we see bishop takes F6, and lo and behold, we see bishop takes f3, but there's a rude awakening here now, which cannot be mirrored because of the legal rules of chess. It's a check. Knight e7 check. Black can't mirror that. King h8, and now a quick execution. Can you spot it? White play. What did Capablanca play here if I give you 10 seconds starting from now? Okay, bishop takes g7. It's the most elegant way to finish this. So it's another check. King takes g7. Queen g5 check, and there's only one move here. And now queen f6 is mate. The knight is holding that g8 square, so this is actually checkmate. You may have been wondering, as an alternative, what about just queen... is there any other alternative here, like in this position? Queen g5 is also pretty good. The mirroring here, by the way, would break down as well with queen g4, because there's actually knight e7 check here, king h8, and bishop takes g7 mate. So it doesn't pay to mirror that much. You've got to find the opportunity where it's right to break the mirroring, to break the copycat strategy. But an amusing little game, course of discussion at ChessGamesCom at least. So yeah, I thought I'd share that one with you. Hope you enjoyed that. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.